Hey, what's up, you guys?
What's happening? Welcome to our afternoon edition of Big Brother 23 Live Feed Spoilers. We are clearly caffeinated. We are hyped up to discuss pure nonsense. Do you guys want to hear about the grossest alliance name of all time?
We're going to talk about that. We are also going to talk about the fact that Frenchie is banned from having any more alliances this season. You have used them all up. There is no more. You have used up enough for this season, and next season you need to stop it.
Listen to Jess.
Stop it.
She has put the kibosh on you, Frenchie. You are done. You have to go to timeout now. And no, we do not want to hear any more names or any other nonsense.
No, you need to stop it, and stop it now.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about campaigns. Is Derek X having some regrets? The regrets. We will have so much to get into here in what you would think would be a quieter day, but I don't really know how quiet it actually is.
It's kind of quiet on the campaign front, which is the most surprising, but we will also talk about that.
Yeah, so hit that subscribe button, buckle up, get your seatbelts ready, and also you may want to cover your eyes and ears for what we're about to say with this alliance name.
Okay, so Frenchie has gotten together this alliance called the French Kisses.
Okay.
Complete barf. I'm out on this name. It just feels, and then when you hear who's in it, it feels kind of just, I don't know, like it's just not good. Okay, so it's got Frenchie in it, it's got Tiffany, it's got Claire, it's got Hannah, it's got Azza, and maybe Sarah Beth could be included, but it's just the French Kisses, and they're all women, and he's sort of the man that's leading this group. Like, just please, Frenchie, I know you're not listening to me, but just feel it coming from me. Please, just stop it.
Yeah.
You have so many alliances that you can't keep up with them. The people in your alliances cannot keep up with them. You have overlapping people in all of your alliances that are part of like 2 and 3 and 4 alliances. Banned. You are done. You need to stop. It is over now. I don't want to hear any more alliances from you. Just take a seat. Take all the seats.
Here's how far out I am on the French Kisses as a name.
I am just saying it. My skin is like crawling. I hate it.
We're in California, but this has made me so far out that I'm actually in Oklahoma right now. Like I just need to like distance myself as far as possible from the Big Brother house. Here's how bad this is. I would rather it be named Frenchie's Angels, and I say that with a pit in my stomach, knowing how much I have hated the various alterations of Angels.
Yeah, I hate that as well. I don't want to see any more of these alliances where it's male-led and they have a bunch of women with them, and then the women kind of feel like they're stuck in this, because that's sort of what the French Kisses, ooh, I don't even like saying it. That kind of feels like what the situation is with the women that are in it. That it's like, you're in the Big Brother house. So saying no to an alliance is not something that you see very often. There's not somebody who's just going to have a bad reaction and be like, no, take your alliance and go pound sand.
This is the only thing that gives me a little bit of hope, is the awareness from at least some other people in this alliance that shall no longer be named by me, is that they at least seem to understand that this is all just a joke and that it's fake, and they realize they can't say no to it, but at the same time they can openly mock it behind the scenes.
Which is exactly what is happening, because Azza told Brittany about it.
I love just the pure speed in which this happened, because I don't know, it was like an hour, and then at that point she was just already spilling the beans.
Yeah, and Brittany gave, the best advice she could, which is just like, go along with it because it can protect some of the women. But again, this is where I don't like this sort of idea of this man is running this alliance of all these women. It's harder for anyone to speak up in this house in general. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman in this house when it comes to an alliance and that sort of thing. And Brittany's not wrong. You say yes and you go along with it.
Yeah.
But French Kisses is a little demeaning. The whole thing just feels ick. So
this is what makes this whole thing even dumber to me, is that number one, Frenchie is HOH this week. He's not going to be HOH next week, so he's not actually offering any protection at all right now. And beyond all of that, Frenchie and Azza are already on a team together. It's like there is zero incentive for Azza in this alliance unless she is somehow expecting Frenchie to make it like past the jury phase of the game. And at this point, like, the only way I see that happening is if, one, the slaughterhouse actually somehow becomes a real thing, or two, all of these people are somehow brainwashed and they think that Frenchie is actually good with the keep in a long term.
Yeah, this is the biggest problem with what Frenchie has done with all of these alliances, because so many people do overlap in all these alliances. Nobody is taking him seriously, so he's created alliances and none of them are really that real. So he can't play for HOH next week, and now he's got no real alliance with anyone. Everyone is just feeling already kind of betrayed by him because they all know that they're in like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 alliances with him. And if I was someone who was in a couple of these alliances, I'd get real worried real fast, where it's like, oh, I'm part of the slaughterhouse, I'm part of the butchers, now I'm part of the French kisses. What is going on here? Like, what else is he doing that I'm part of all these alliances? And, you know, no, like, it is getting weird.
This is what I'm so curious about. Who is going to take a shot at him, and when are they going to take the shot at him? Because it's a situation where you could do it sooner rather than later. Are you going to be threatened by the false pretense of all of these allies that would be coming after you?
Yeah, I don't think he has any, but the thing, it's such a tough situation because he is acting so like such a clown that I think no one's really going to take him seriously, that if they brought him along for the ride at this point in the game, he's not going to win with the gameplay that he's had. However, if you look on the other side of it, he is very unpredictable, a lot like Devin was, who we mentioned here, right? You don't know exactly what he's going to do, and that is more dangerous in this game than anything else. At least if there's like someone you don't trust in the game, you know that you can't trust them. You know where you stand, and knowing where you stand in this game is extremely important. Either you're on someone's side, you're not, someone's with you, they're not. Frenchie, nobody knows. He's in 20 alliances. Which one is real? None of them. All of them. I don't know.
And what's going to make this extra fun is that in that time that comes when he's inevitably in a little bit of danger, you know he is going to like fly off all the handles. You know he's going to go completely bonkers in the house, and that's going to be probably entertaining for us at home.
It's going to be an entertaining week.
All right, well, let's transition over here to Derek X having some of the regrets, because the woulda, coulda, shoulda, it is such an intrinsic part of Big Brother, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I talked about this a couple videos ago where before he used it, that not using it may have been the best decision for him, because if it's Kylan up against Alyssa, and now we've seen that Alyssa's campaigned like minimally.
Yeah.
Kylan's in a really good position. He was going to stay. And then Travis would not have ended up on the block, and he would have had 2 allies still in the house. And now he's in a situation where Travis is on the block and he's not really doing anything. And it seems like, you know, Kylan's been kind of trying to encourage him to have conversations.
Yeah.
He's just fine to be patient until tomorrow night, which is like so way too late. Like way too late.
This is my opinion on this, is that the ideal time to campaign hard is like Tuesday night. Like, you don't want to do it so early that people have a lot of time to forget about what they're saying or change your mind. But by Wednesday night, I feel like unless you have like the best campaign speech ever, they're kind of already thinking about the next HOH, what they're going to do, who they're going to put up. Like, if their minds are that made up, you have to like make up so much ground.
Yeah, and he doesn't exactly know what Alyssa's doing. She could have been campaigning this whole time for the past whole night, day, afternoon, and by the time he gets around to it, it's too late. Like, it is way too late.
I understand fully Derek X having the regrets. I understand why he also decided to used the veto on Kylan because he promised I'm about to say something that I hopefully will never say again for the rest of this season.
Like French kisses?
I'm already done with that. Okay, no, he should actually be a little more unpredictable like Frenchie in this one situation where he should have done what people didn't expect, left nominations the same, because here's another fun part of all of this, is that if Kylan had stayed on that block the whole week, and he probably would have stayed versus Alyssa, he probably would have gotten even more mad at Frenchie for putting him in this position in the first place, and that probably creates an even bigger wedge there, which creates even more drama down the road.
I think Derek X just had a lot more faith that Travis was going to be a little more charismatic, that he was going to put a little more work into it. I think he just didn't have enough conversations about that.
And this is what I worry about more so than anything else with Travis right now, is that either he's content with going out, or he'll do the bare minimum to look like he tried to save face after the fact, or number three, and this is something Derek X suggested to Tiffany, that he's just going to get himself a TV moment, go on front of the live shows, say some nonsense, call some people out, like, and then everybody can leave being so like, yeah, Travis, you tell them. And it's like, okay, great. You said something knowing that you're going out anyway. I really could care less at that point.
I actually just don't even think Travis has it in him to even do that.
No.
I truly just, it feels like he really does not care. Like he just doesn't care. That he was there to have a fun summer, and if he stayed, he stayed, and if he didn't, he didn't, and oh well.
This I will be legitimately mad, by the way, if Travis has not done anything on Thursday, because the thing that I hate more than anything else, I don't care if you go on and you're unlikable. At least if you're playing, I will give you some passes. It's like, I'm not a Brent fan by any means. He's aggressive and he's irritating and he's pushy to people, but at least Derek's doing something. At least he has a strategy. At least he's earned some sort of position on the cast. Travis has done nothing. I could go, we could pluck somebody out of our YouTube comments right now and, let us know if you want this. We could put you guys on the season and you would do 10 times more than Travis.
We're looking at you, Ma.
Yeah, can we put Ma on the season? I feel actually, Ma on Big Brother 24. Can we have this happen? Big Brother casting.
I would absolutely watch that.
By the way, I find this hilarious because I don't even know if Ma wants to go on Big Brother, and we're just here injecting it into the cast.
Sorry for your luck, dude.
Yeah, well, anyway, that's mostly what's going on, except one. I'll toss one beef over to Big Brother here as we start to wrap up. Can you guys give us 5 minutes of live feeds without the constant interruptions? And it's like, guys, I understand that there are certain things that you have to cut them off for, but you're getting a little bit too crazy. Somebody's a little drunk with power. Somebody needs to stay off the Merlot.
No, it is too much. Like, every time I go on, they're down. Even on Twitter, I'm seeing everyone complaining about it. They are just down way, way too much.
Yeah, just don't become like Big Brother Canada. Do you want to see our faces if you become like Big Brother Canada? That's my face. It's slightly different. That's also the face for the alliance that shall not be named.
Yeah, it is. But, that's what we got for you. That's where we are.
Yes, all right. Well, let us know what you guys want to see over the next couple of days here on the feeds. We always have fun coming on, discussing with you. Hit that subscribe button, and hey, we'll see you here next time.